So here we have our first board that we're going to put together. It's really just a very simple box design. First you're going to fold all your score lines. And they're all scored nicely so they will go right into place. Then I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to put glue on this back tab. And I'm going to place it at the back edge of our other piece. And you're just going to use your score lines to line this up. And oops, take your time lining it up. The more time you take, the better seam you're going to get. What I like to do is just kind of lift it and make sure I'm all lined at the edge. Sometimes I'll turn it over just to press it down. And the next step you're going to do is glue down all of these little tabs. And you're going to hold them until they dry. And I like to do these one at a time. Now you might hold it just a little longer than I am. I'm going to go a little faster here. I'm going to start the other tab and hold those two ends together. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. You can see it's already forming a nice box for us, which will make our first piece of wood. Once you have all those in place, you're just going to make sure these are folded this way here. And then you can see you've kind of got a flap. I'm just going to put glue all along the edge and this tab here. And you're just going to easily fold that over and smooth it down. And you can see we've already got a really nice piece of wood or box here. Now you'll notice holes on all the ends. Now those are great. They're really made so that when you space everything, everything is going to be even when you put all your boards together. You could also string, rope through these or any kind of ribbon. Now the next piece we're going to move on to. So once you have all three boards complete, you're going to set those aside. And you have three overlays like this here. And what I like to do, and I'm going to show you how I gave it this really nice smoky edge. It's real simple. I just took a pencil and I left one side open so I could show you. And I just basically colored on the edge like this. And then you can take your finger. You might want a piece of scrap paper for this. And you're just going to take, this is like a little smudge stick. You could very easily use your finger too. And I'm just going to rub it. And it's going to give it a real nice smoky edge. And of course, you have your own smudge stick right here, which is your finger, which is usually what I like to use too. But there you go. You have a real nice smoky edge. Now I've already gone ahead and put these two pieces together. So you have our three boards. Okay, and we're going to do the live part. So what I like to do though is place all the elements on last with this here, so you don't have to worry about it so much. And you've got some butterflies and flowers. There we go. Now I've already gone ahead and done some of these flowers, glued them together like so, and I've colored them in around the edges with just a glitter pen like this. It's real simple. I just went around the edges like so, just to give them a little extra dimension. But to put your flowers together, you're just going to take a dab of glue and put it right in the center, and then put your top smaller piece right on. These are like really easy flowers to do. And I'm going to set that aside while it dries. Then I'm going to take, once it dries, you're going to have the two pieces. But remember, you're only going to glue the center piece. And you're just going to fold these up like this to give it dimension. So these are real simple flowers. Okay, just going to do that to all the rest. And that gives them a really fun three-dimensional look. You can see they're real easy to do. Nothing difficult here. Now I'm going to take the flower that I just glued and do the same to it. Okay, so we have all our flowers ready to go. I'm just going to set those aside. And then you have these two pieces here. And what you're going to do with that is just put a little piece of glue on the stem and glue those two pieces together. I kind of like to do them off center from each other. I think it gives kind of a nice look. Then you're just going to take these and glue them right in the corner. And I'm going to take a flower and pop that on. And for the butterfly, I left one undone. What I like to do is give it a little fold in the center, fold this one in the center, and I'm only going to glue this center piece right here. That way it looks like it's fluttering. Now I'm going to set that aside and let it dry for a second while we put the rest of the pieces on. I've already glued on the layers here for our live words, and I used these little pop dots to give it a little dimension. You could just glue it on. These happen to be black, but they also come in white, which I usually like better, but the store was out of the white and they only had this black color, but it doesn't show. Okay, so after we put on all our pop dots, we're just going to center it and stick that right on in the center. Then I'm going to take the butterflies that we put together and I'm going to glue just the center and pop that on right here. And then I'm going to take our other butterfly and pop it in the corner. And I'm just going to set that aside to dry for a second. And I've already put all of these together, and you can see what I did was I put on the small flower first, just glued the center, and then glued on a big flower here. I'm also going to, I almost forgot, pop a flower in the corner right here. And you can see it looking really pretty. The next step is you're just going to take this overlay. You're going to let those pieces dry a little better than I am. You're going to set them aside. And you're just going to glue the back piece onto that overlay. Is going to go onto your board like so. And I like to add all those pieces on first. It just gives you a little more time to think about what you want to do and how you want to arrange everything. So then we're going to move on to our next step where we put all three pieces together. So I wanted to show you the buttons and what I did. These buttons go in the center just as spacers. Now, like I said, you could also string some rope or ribbon through these if you didn't want to use the buttons, but I thought it was really easy and fun. So I just took two different buttons, a small one and a large one, and glued them together, or two the same size, anything you want. You're going to take those buttons, and here's where I use some hot glue. And this is where your spacers come into play. You can see these holes. What they're for is I'm just going to place some hot glue around that and pop my button on. Those holes let you know exactly where to place your buttons so that everything comes out nice and even. There's no guesswork in this. I'm just going to glue those on. Then for my top one, I'm just going to again go to here, put some glue around both of them. And it's really cold where I'm at right now, so hopefully this will not dry right away. And then I'm going to just hold that on to the buttons, and it'll glue in place. Now you have some holes on the bottom, like I said, so that you could either, make some knots with some rope, but I just use some simple little buttons. And you can put your glue right on your button if you like, and pop it right on these holes. Or you can glue the hole like so. And I use a little twine on my button to kind of give it a little sewn on appearance. I'm going to do the same thing to the top here. And I keep grabbing my ribbon. I'm going to pop these buttons on like so. And you can see we have the board. Now all we have to do is the hanger. Now for the hanger, I just cut a piece of ribbon, put a little hot glue, and you're simply going to just glue that right on to your button. And do the same to the other side. And glue it on. Then you're going to take another piece of ribbon and just tie a simple bow like this. Then I'm going to find the center, put a little piece of glue on the back of my bow, and glue it on like so. And there you have it, a finished Live, Laugh, Love sign. So I hope you have fun making it. I really enjoyed making this with you. And if you make one, be sure and share it on our Facebook page. I really love seeing what you create with the files. It's really one of my favorite parts. And there you see the first one and the second one. So they're real easy to put together. And you can customize them, make them for babies' rooms, birthdays, anything you can think of. Use these with vinyl. So the possibilities are endless. Thanks for taking the time to craft with me today, and I'll see you next time.